Have you ever wondered why you keep holding on to things that no longer serve you? Whether it's a toxic relationship, a job that drains your energy, or beliefs that limit your potential, there's a deeper reason why we cling to what we should let go of. What if I told you that the key to unlocking your true potential lies in the courage to release what no longer aligns with who you truly are? In this video, we're diving into the profound process of self-love and transformation. You'll discover why letting go isn't about sacrifice, but about making room for the abundance you deserve. We'll explore how the attachments you hold on to may be the very things blocking your growth and happiness. Stay tuned as we unravel the power of living authentically, how to stop settling for less than you deserve, and why your true self is waiting to shine. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear understanding of how to break free from the past, embrace your future with confidence, and step into the life you've always dreamed of. This is your chance to take that first step toward true freedom. Don't miss it. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. What we refuse to confront within ourselves will inevitably show up in our lives, often disguised as fate or circumstances beyond our control. The harsh reality is that the struggles we face externally are merely reflections of the internal battles we have yet to face. This is why, despite our best intentions and desires for love, success, or happiness, we often find ourselves stuck in situations that only seem to push us farther away from those very desires. We tell ourselves that we want these things, but somewhere deep within, a part of us still doesn't believe we deserve them. And that's a painful truth to confront. It's as though a voice inside us whispers, "You're not worthy, you're not enough," and we start to internalize that message, unknowingly creating walls that keep us from experiencing the abundance we desire. True transformation, the kind that leads to deep and lasting fulfillment, comes when we dare to look inward. It's when we stop endlessly searching for answers outside of ourselves and start to listen to the wisdom within. Jung, in his profound teachings, reminds us that our unconscious mind is not an enemy to be feared, but rather a messenger, an essential guide leading us to the core of who we truly are. Every experience we encounter in the outside world is a mirror of what is happening within us. The people we attract, the situations we encounter, are all reflections of our inner state. And if we continue accepting less than we deserve, it is because a part of us still doubts our worth. That part is buried deep inside, often invisible to our conscious mind, but it governs so much of what we accept in our lives. Imagine just for a moment what it would be like to wake up one day and realize that everything you've been desperately searching for outside of yourself has always been within you. The validation, the love, the sense of worth, it was always there, waiting to be uncovered. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You don't need external approval. You are enough. You always have been, but it's not enough to merely imagine this reality. You have to live it. And living it begins with a decision, your decision to finally know yourself, to face your shadow, to stop accepting anything less than you deserve. Choosing to love yourself truly and deeply changes everything. It's not magic, it's not some mystical shift in the universe. It's the profound shift that occurs within you when you start acting from a place of self-respect and self-awareness. You stop settling for shallow connections because you realize you are worthy of depth. You stop tolerating unfulfilling work because you know your purpose in this world is much greater than just getting by. You stop justifying mistreatment because you finally recognized your worth. And yes, this is a hard journey. It takes courage, something Jung pointed out when he spoke of individuation. The path to true self-realization is not for the faint of heart. It requires us to let go of the person we thought we were and face the unknown parts of ourselves with an open heart. We must confront fears, challenge everything we've been taught, and question the beliefs that have shaped us. It's easier to stay in the comfort of the known, even if it means enduring pain. The unknown feels terrifying, like stepping off the edge of a cliff without knowing what's below. But the question is this: how long are you willing to keep accepting less than you deserve? How many more times will you allow yourself to settle for something that deep down, isn't right for you? How long will you ignore that inner voice, the one that's quietly screaming, "There's something more waiting for you"? Life isn't going to hand you permission to live as you deserve. There's no grand divine signal coming to say, now is the time to change. The only sign you need is already inside you: the discomfort, the unease, that feeling that something doesn't quite fit. That's your unconscious mind reaching out to you, nudging you to pay attention, urging you to step into your truth. When you finally decide to listen to that inner voice, when you take the brave step of letting go of what no longer serves you, something remarkable happens. It's not that the world suddenly changes. No, it's that you change. You stop looking outside for what has always been within. And as you change internally, everything around you shifts. The right people begin to show up. Opportunities unfold before you not, because the universe finally decided to align with you, but because you aligned with your truth. You finally understood that when you love yourself deeply, you cannot accept less. This, my friends, is just the beginning. The moment you begin to recognize your worth, the dynamics of your life will change in ways you can't yet imagine. Jung's teachings remind us that so many of the relationships and circumstances we attract are reflections of what remains unhealed within us. If you've spent years accepting less than you deserve, it's because there's still a part of you that believes that's all you're capable of receiving. But I'll tell you this with all my heart, that belief is a lie. It's a story you were taught, a program embedded in your mind from past experiences, from inherited beliefs, or from the fear of being alone. Your unconscious mind is a powerful force, acting like a magnet, drawing to you situations that reinforce the beliefs you hold inside. If you believe you are not enough, you will find people who make you feel small. If you think love is painful, you will unconsciously attract relationships that confirm that belief. It's heartbreaking to watch people cycle through life, changing jobs, partners, and even homes, only to find that the same problems keep cropping up. It's because they haven't healed the root of the issue. The issue is not out there, it's in here. What you do not confront, what you do not heal, will keep showing up in different forms, forcing you to face it again and again until you finally choose to heal. And yes, there will be moments when you feel the pull to go back to what's familiar. That voice in your head will tell you, better the devil you know, and it will seem so tempting. But trust me when I say that is the greatest illusion. The comfort zone is not a safe place. It is a space of stagnation, disguised as stability. And the longer you stay there, the more you delay the life you were meant to live. Jung spoke about shadow integration as one of the most critical steps in living an authentic life. The shadow is everything about yourself that you've denied or repressed, those parts of you that society told you were unacceptable. And when we accept less than we deserve, it's often a manifestation of that shadow. We let limiting beliefs control our lives instead of confronting and transforming them. The real work begins when we stop trying to change others or expecting the world to treat us better. The work starts within. It's about questioning your beliefs, honestly observing your patterns, and diving deep into where your fears stem from. When you engage in this self-exploration, the shift happens within. And when you change internally, everything around you begins to transform. Your relationships will look different. You'll stop chasing people who are emotionally unavailable because you no longer seek external validation. You'll begin to feel foreign in places you once tried to fit in, because now your sense of self is not determined by the opinions of others. Your worth no longer depends on anyone else's approval. This journey is not easy, but it is worth every step. It is the path to your true self, to living a life that is full of depth, authenticity, and love. If you can trust in this journey, if you can begin today to believe in your worth, you will find that the life you've been searching for has always been waiting for you within. It's time to step into that truth. It's time to live the life you were always meant to live. As you begin to embrace this journey of self-love and inner transformation, something profound starts to happen. You learn to move through the world with a newfound confidence, making decisions not out of fear or scarcity, but rooted in the deep well of self-love and self-respect. It's as if, for the first time, you are operating from a place of true authenticity. And here, right at this turning point, something magical unfolds. Jung spoke about the phenomenon of synchronicity, where seemingly random events begin to align in a way that feels almost like fate. This alignment isn't coincidental. It's the universe responding to your inner harmony. As you honor and respect yourself, treating yourself with the dignity you've always deserved, the universe begins to mirror that energy back to you. Opportunities emerge, relationships shift, paths that were once obscured suddenly open up, not because they weren't there before, but because now, for the first time, you are truly capable of recognizing them and receiving them. However, there's a challenge here that so many of us face. We live in a world that often expects external validation before we're willing to make a change, to make a commitment to our growth. We wait for the world to approve us, to confirm that we are worthy of our dreams. But the painful truth is that the change begins with you. You cannot wait for someone else to validate your worth or for the universe to send you a sign. You must first choose to believe in yourself. You must first choose yourself and choose to give yourself the love, the care, and the attention you've been withholding. Only then does the world begin to reflect that transformation to you from the inside out. This process is not instantaneous, nor is it a smooth, uninterrupted journey. There will be days when you feel like you are making tangible progress, and then there will be moments when everything feels uncertain, when doubt creeps in like an unwelcome visitor. There will be times when you feel pulled back toward the familiar, where the discomfort of growth feels too much to bear. In those moments, the temptation to settle for what is familiar will rise. You might want to go back to what's comfortable, even if it's not healthy, simply because the unknown is too daunting. But here's the key, the reminder that you must hold on to during those challenging times. Self-love is not a destination. It's a practice, a conscious choice you make every single day. It is not something that simply happens overnight. It's something you choose again and again. And when you make that decision, when you start living your life from that place, it's not that the world outside changes instantly. It's that you begin to interact with it in an entirely different way. Your responses, your energy, your decisions, everything shifts. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons helpful, please comment number 1 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. And as you start to embrace this deep, transformative self-love, something curious occurs. The people, situations, and environments you once tolerated start to feel unbearable. You may find that the things you used to excuse or accept without question suddenly become intolerable. What you once justified, you now see for what it truly is, no longer hidden by the lens of self-doubt or fear. And here's where the journey takes another significant turn. This is the moment where many people falter, because when you start to see your life for what it truly is, you face a crucial choice. Do you continue to walk the same path out of fear of what might happen if you step into the unknown? Or do you take that brave step into the future, choosing to let go of what no longer serves you, even if it means leaving behind people, situations, or comforts that have been with you for so long? Letting go is never easy. Carl Jung spoke so wisely about the human psyche's deep attachment to the familiar. Our minds cling to what we know because the unknown is terrifying, and it awakens some of our deepest fears. But here's the truth that very few are willing to admit. Nothing truly valuable can come into your life if you continue to hold on to what no longer belongs to you. Take a moment to look around your life. Examine your relationships, the spaces you inhabit, and choices you've made. Be ruthlessly honest with yourself. Does this life reflect who I truly am? Are you in a place that nurtures your soul, that allows you to breathe freely? Or are you constantly battling against someone that, deep down, is not meant for you? The answer might be hard to accept, but it will set you free once you embrace it. This is the point where real growth happens, the point where you can either choose to stay in the comfort zone, endlessly battling against your soul, or step into the unknown and allow yourself to finally live the life you were always meant to lead. Choose for yourself. Your journey of self-love is not just about giving to others, it's about choosing yourself first, knowing that when you fill your cup, you have the strength and ability to offer others the love and light you've always wanted to share. Don't wait any longer for permission to be who you truly are. You already have it within you. It's time to embrace that power. It's so easy to fall into the comfort of routine, to find solace in the predictability of life. The familiar is warm, it's safe, and it's tempting. But if you keep clinging to what no longer serves you, what no longer aligns with who you truly are, you are only trapping yourself in a life that was never meant for you. Life, in its infinite wisdom, is constantly sending you signs, small, quiet nudges, that something in your world needs to change. A relationship that drains your energy, a job that feels like a weight on your soul, or a group of people who no longer resonate with your frequency. These signs are there, right in front of you, but they are utterly useless if you choose to ignore them. Your unconscious mind is always trying to communicate with you, always trying to guide you. Every time you feel emotionally exhausted after being around someone, every time your gut tells you that a certain place isn't right, every time you feel unsettled for reasons you can't quite explain, it's your psyche's way of getting your attention. The real question is, are you willing to listen? Jung, in his wisdom, taught us that individuation, the process of becoming our truest, most authentic selves, requires navigating through moments of solitude, doubt, and uncertainty. Because as you begin to shed the layers of who you are not, there will always be a space of emptiness. It is in this void that you will find your truth. Many people refuse to go through that emptiness. They'd rather cling to what's familiar, even if it's causing them harm. But the void is not your enemy. It's one of the most sacred spaces in your life. It is where the new can enter, where the old can be released, and where you can rebuild your life from the ground up, free from the burdens and limitations of the past. When you finally choose to let go, something truly incredible begins to happen. You feel your energy shift lighter, clearer, more aligned. You begin to attract opportunities that once seemed out of reach, not because they were impossible before, but because you were too busy holding on to things that were never truly meant for you. The universe responds to those who dare to align with their truth. But here's the catch. To get to that point, you must ask yourself a very important question. What part of me is afraid to let go? Behind every attachment is a story, some belief that keeps you clinging to something you should have released long ago. Maybe you fear that if you let go of that relationship, you'll never find love again. Maybe you think that if you leave that job, no other opportunity will come your way. Or maybe you're afraid that if you distance yourself from certain people, you'll end up alone. But let me share with you a hard truth. You cannot lose what is truly meant for you. What is yours by divine right will never leave you. And what leaves, whether it's a person, a job, or a chapter of your life, was never really yours to begin with. These experiences were lessons, moments in time that served their purpose in your story. They had to end so that new chapters could begin. Life isn't about clinging and holding on for dear life. It's about flowing, about trusting the natural rhythms of life, knowing that when one door closes, a better one will open. But that new door, the one that holds your next chapter, can only reveal itself when you dare to release what no longer serves you. Look within and take a hard, honest look at the areas of your life where you have been settling for less than you deserve. Ask yourself, with every ounce of sincerity, if I truly loved myself, what would I be willing to let go of today? This is not just a question about your circumstances. It is a question that goes deep into your soul. When you begin to release what no longer aligns with you, something profound happens inside of you. It's not just a small change, not a fleeting decision. It is a fundamental shift in how you relate to yourself and the world around you. You stop compromising. You stop settling for less. And that change is irreversible. But here's the thing. Note that everyone will be on board with your transformation. Not everyone will understand. Some people may try to make you doubt yourself. They might tell you that you're being overdramatic, that you're being selfish, or that you should just settle for what you have. These people don't mean to harm you. Their intentions might be well-meaning. But the truth is, your growth challenges their comfort. And, as Carl Jung wisely pointed out, when someone starts to awaken to their truth, they often become a threat to those who are not yet ready to do the same. This is where the challenge lies. In these moments, you might feel the pressure from others, the fear of being alone, the uncertainty of what comes next. But you must remember something crucial. The path to your authentic self is not meant to be understood by everyone. It is yours and yours alone. More often than not, the greatest obstacle is not the fear of what's ahead, but the resistance to letting go of what's behind. We cling to relationships that no longer nourish us because it's difficult to accept that some connections have an expiration date. We hold on to jobs that no longer fulfill us because the unknown is paralyzing. We remain attached to identities we've outgrown because we've spent so much of our lives building ourselves around them. But I promise you this, the only way forward is through. The only way to truly live the life you were meant to live is to let go of everything that no longer serves your highest good. Don't be afraid of the void, for it is the very space where your true self can emerge. Trust the process. Embrace the discomfort of change. And know that when you release what was never truly yours, you are opening up space for the life that is waiting for you. The life that was always meant to be yours. The truth is, none of the things you think define you do. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. Nor are you the stories others have told about you. Carl Jung, in his timeless wisdom, reminded us that true identity isn't something we find on the surface, not in the roles we've been forced into or the narratives we've allowed to shape our lives. Your true self exists deep within your unconscious, waiting to be discovered. The only way to find it is to have the courage to look within, to face the shadow parts of yourself without fear or judgment. It is only then that you can begin to discover who you truly are beneath all the layers of external influence, fear, and self-doubt. When you start living from that place of authenticity, the world around you doesn't react the way it used to, not because something about the external world has changed, but because your energy has transformed. You stop vibrating at the frequency of fear, lack, and the need for validation. Instead, you vibrate at the frequency of wholeness, of self-respect, of peace. And when you do that, the universe begins to respond in kind. The doors that once seemed tightly closed begin to open, not because you're forcing them open, but because, for the first time, you are aligned with your true self. This alignment attracts synchronicities, meaningful coincidences that feel almost magical, and opportunities will appear effortlessly. The right people will walk into your life without you needing to chase them, all because you have stepped into your power, into your truth. Abundance, success, peace, they are not things you chase. They are the natural byproducts of being in harmony with your true self. But the price for that alignment is steep. It's not a price in the sense of sacrifice, but in the sense of letting go. Let go of everything that no longer serves you. Let go of limiting beliefs, toxic relationships, and fears that keep you shackled. This is a price many people are unwilling to pay because it requires an excruciating level of honesty with oneself. You have to look into the mirror of your life and ask the difficult questions. Ask yourself why you're still holding on to situations, relationships, or jobs that you know deep down are not meant for you. Ask yourself, what part of you has been sabotaging your growth? What beliefs have you been clinging to that have convinced you to settle for less than you deserve? There are no shortcuts on this path. No magic pill will make everything better overnight. The only truth you can hold on to is this: if you truly love yourself, you cannot continue living in a state of complacency. The pain of complacency is far greater than the pain of growth. When you choose self-love, you choose the path of discomfort because growth is inherently uncomfortable. You can no longer betray the part of you that hasn't realized its worth. But here's the good news: that betrayal stops right now. Awakening doesn't have to be a far-off goal. It happens the moment you decide to open your eyes, the moment you decide to see the truth and act accordingly. You don't have to wait for something external to validate you. You don't need someone else's permission to change. You don't need more signs from the universe. The only sign you need is already inside of you. It's the discomfort, the restlessness, the deep-rooted sense that you were created for something far greater than what you're settling for right now. True self-love is not some fluffy, feel-good idea that makes you feel good for 5 minutes. It is a radical, courageous decision to align yourself with your authentic self without compromise, without excuses, without fear. It's the most powerful act of freedom you can take. When you make this decision, life responds. It has no choice but to meet you at the level of your truth. As you align more and more with your true self, you begin to realize that self-love is not just a lofty idea or a fleeting feeling. It's a force one that transforms everything around you. It's not just a phrase you say in the mirror or an affirmation you repeat in hopes it will come true. It is a revolution from within, a fundamental shift in how you think, how you speak, how you make decisions, and how you act in the world. What happens first, though, is that you begin to see clearly. The situations you once tolerated, the people you once allowed to drain you, now seem intolerable. You start seeing the truth of things for the first time without the filters of self-doubt or fear. The treatment you used to tolerate without question now seems completely unacceptable. You are seeing things as they truly are, and it's painful, because it means facing how many times you've accepted less than what you truly deserve. But here's the thing: you cannot change what you do not see. And once you see it, once you recognize the truth, you can never unsee it. Carl Jung said that individuation, the process of becoming your true self, is like waking up from a deep sleep. In the beginning, the light is blinding, disorienting, and even painful. But once your eyes adjust to the truth, you'll never want to go back to the darkness. And yet, this is where many people get stuck. They see the truth, but they don't know what to do with it. They realize they've been trapped in patterns that limit them, relationships that drain them, jobs that suffocate their spirit. But the fear of the unknown paralyzes them. They fear that by letting go, they will be left with nothing. Because even though the old no longer serves them, it's familiar. This is where the test lies. Do you keep moving forward, trusting that the unknown will bring something better? Or do you cling to what you already know, even if it costs you your peace, your growth, and your happiness? Do you trust that by letting go of what no longer serves you, the universe will create space for something that resonates with who you truly are? Or do you stay stuck in the safe and familiar, even though it's draining the life out of you? Self-love is not just about recognizing your worth, it's about acting in alignment with it. Every time you settle for less than you deserve, you're telling the universe that this is all you believe you're worthy of, and the universe responds to the frequency you emit. If you keep surrounding yourself with people who don't value you, if you stay in situations that deplete you, if you continue letting your energy be wasted on things that don't nourish you, it's because, deep down, you still believe this is what you deserve. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons helpful, please comment number 2 below to let me know that you are still watching this video with me. But here's the truth: what's normal is not always what's right. Jung taught that the unconscious mind speaks through repeating patterns, situations that feel like they keep cycling back around, and relationships that always end the same way. These aren't signs that life is against you. They are invitations from your psyche to look inward. What are you tolerating that you shouldn't? What parts of yourself have you silenced to please others or fit in? What beliefs have you been holding on to that have convinced you to settle for less? You cannot expect others to respect you if you haven't learned to respect yourself. You cannot expect others to value you if you don't value yourself first. You cannot expect real love if you keep settling for crumbs. But when you decide to truly love yourself, not just in words, but in actions, everything changes. You begin to set boundaries without guilt. You learn to say no without fearing rejection. You come to understand that solitude is not a punishment, but a sacred space to reconnect with your truth. And in this space of self-love, everything you've ever wanted begins to come into alignment. You begin to attract the people, the opportunities, and the experiences that reflect your truest self. And then something truly incredible begins to unfold. The universe, in all its infinite wisdom, responds to your shift. You see, when you change your energy, everything that no longer aligns with your new vibration starts to dissolve and fade away. At first, this may feel painful, disorienting, and even heartbreaking. It might seem as though you're losing things that were once important to you. But here's the truth. This is not loss. It is necessary. Self-love isn't just about attracting beautiful, abundant things into your life. It's also about finding the courage to release what is no longer meant for you. It is in that very act of letting go, in that space of surrender, that your true transformation begins. When you finally decide to release what no longer resonates with you, when you make the conscious choice to stop settling for less than what you truly deserve, something profound shifts inside of you. You are no longer the same person. You are no longer willing to accept unfair treatment, nor can you ignore the whispers of your intuition. You can no longer dim your light just to fit in or make others feel comfortable. The power of self-love compels you to step into your truth, fully and unapologetically. But this is where many people face their greatest challenge: uncertainty. Letting go creates a space of emptiness, a void where the old once existed. It means trusting that something better, something more aligned with your highest good, will enter your life, even when you can't yet see it. That's where true faith and trust in yourself come into play. Trust that the universe will not leave you empty, but will fill that space with what you deserve. And it takes an extraordinary amount of courage to develop this kind of trust faith in yourself, faith in the process, and faith that you are worthy of all the blessings that are waiting for you. Carl Jung wisely taught us that the unconscious does not speak in logical terms, but in symbols, dreams, and synchronicities. When you leap, when you finally choose yourself, when you step into alignment with your true worth, life begins to respond in ways you never imagined. Opportunities that once felt out of reach begin to appear. People who truly resonate with your energy start showing up as if by magic. What once felt like a constant struggle begins to flow naturally and effortlessly. But let me be clear, this is not magic. This is alignment. This is the manifestation of a new reality, one that is grounded in your newly discovered self-worth. Because the external world will always reflect the state of your inner world. If you are aligned with your truth, the world around you will begin to mirror that alignment. So, if you're still finding it hard to let go, ask yourself this one powerful question: how would my life change if I had absolute certainty that I am enough? Imagine what decisions you would make if you knew, without a shadow of a doubt, that you are worthy of love, success, and peace. What would you do if you were no longer afraid of being alone, of stepping into the unknown? How would your choices shift if you knew that the universe is always supporting you, guiding you toward the life that is meant for you? Self-love is not a destination, it is a journey. It is a daily commitment to yourself. It's a promise that you will never again settle for less than what you know you deserve. This journey is not always easy, but it is incredibly rewarding. It's the most courageous path you will ever walk. And remember, you are never truly alone on this journey. The moment you choose yourself, the universe begins to align with you, and you become part of a much larger, cosmic dance of transformation and growth. So, take that leap of faith. Let go of what is no longer serving you, and step into the life that has always been waiting for you. You are worthy. You are enough. And now, you are ready to fully embrace it. As we wrap up today's discussion, let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've covered. We've talked about the power of self-love, the importance of releasing what no longer serves you, and how true transformation begins when you align with your true self. So, I want to ask you, what have you learned from this journey so far? Is there one thing that stood out to you, something that resonated deeply, and that you're ready to bring into practice in your own life? I would love to hear from you. Please share one thing you've learned and plan to practice in the comments below this video. And if you enjoyed today's video, please leave a comment, give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to share it with others who might benefit from this message. Be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this, and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for being here. I look forward to hearing from you, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.